Good morning. Welcome back into the garden. Just here for a little bit because I have something I'm pretty excited to show you. Oh my goodness. This bean is taking over my little seat here. Oh no. I don't know why this hair is making me look like my grandpa. And another exciting thing is that the Jerusalem artichokes are finally thick and full enough behind me to actually give me like a backdrop. Unfortunately, they're slanted with the sun, so I don't know. I just noticed more creeping bellflower I need to pull out. Anyway, we're here because I finally have, after years of trying, a very specific garden victory, and that is I have finally grown an eggplant. It just feels like this is a variety that stays pretty small. It's feeling a little bit squishy, so I think I'm just gonna take it now. As you can see, I am not the first to have sampled this. Looks like we have some squirrel bites on it. So I don't know how much of this is usable, but, and maybe I could probably let it get a little bit bigger as well. It's just clearly getting chomped up. But this is the first time, after years of trying, that I've actually managed to get an eggplant because usually I think it's a flea beetle takes them before they're big enough. But because I got these all into the ground pretty big, we still have all 4 plants that I planted, even though only one of them has given me any fruit. But hey, I will take it. Eggplant. Woohoo! There's some weeding I need to do in these beds, but okay, everything is getting big. The tomatoes are starting to recover a little bit from their traumatic beginnings. Can probably harvest that soon. These are the violet sparkle peppers that begin purple and then they ripen red. The marigolds are looking beautiful. It looks like I've got a couple of zucchini that I could harvest here. Here we have some round zucchini, and I have been letting these get a little bit bigger. Ooh, that one actually probably could have gone a little bit bigger, but I don't think they're supposed to get super big because they're starting to get a little bit seedy. So I'm trying them even smaller, and I think that these are going to work really well. We ate our second zucchini last night, so we are just getting into zucchini season, and it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little ones coming on. So it is zucchini time, and I'm probably going to start giving these away pretty soon. The sweetmeat vine is finally starting to take off, and the other squashes that I planted afterwards are growing, but they haven't hit the explosive trilling growth yet. Kind of the same thing with all the watermelon. I don't know if you can see this little guy down here. This little teeny tiny watermelon down here. So this little watermelon has put out its first little grabber. It's done its first grab. Oh no, maybe not its first one. Another little grab down here. So it's just starting to grab, but it's not big. So will we get watermelon? I don't know. Not too different over here with the cucumbers, where they're just kind of small, kind of crispy. I've been fertilizing them. Hopefully not too much, but try to fertilize them about once a week. It kind of depends on what the weather is doing, whether or not they get fertilized. And here we have just a massive wall of peas, which are maybe a little too dense. So I might actually go through and thin these out because I'm not really eating them, and they are producing so much. We'll discuss that in a second. Also, potatoes. We're just waiting for the potatoes to die off, and then we can start digging them out pretty soon. I have some little cabbages that are about ready. Now, I don't really protect them against the cabbage white, so mostly these go to the chickens, unless they're good enough. But yeah, like there are weeds creeping in. I have not been able to get out and weed much lately, but so it's nothing I don't think that the garden can't compete with. So we'll work on it. But I planted these bush beans late, otherwise I probably would have had bush beans already, but we've got our first flowers on these guys. Ooh, our first little bean pods. That's exciting. We've also got our first runner bean flowers. So it is gonna be bean o'clock very soon, which I'm excited about because I feel like beans are really easy to just add into a meal. Wall of peas and the golden raspberries. So delicious. We did get our first clematis flush of flowers this year, which is really exciting. Right now, there is a bean that seems to be taking over it, which I might actually, I think I'm gonna pull this bean out because we have so many beans. I didn't even plant bean seed this year. These are just all bean seeds that were in the ground. So just all volunteers. And yeah, I don't want it to choke out my clematis. And we don't need it. So I'm going to pull it out before it shades the clematis out too much. But beautiful flowers. They're very much past their prime at the moment. But at least we still can tell. So far, I have notes for next year, and those notes are start your cucurbits earlier, start the squash, start the watermelon, and start the cucumbers just a couple weeks earlier so they can be bigger when they get into the ground. I also, especially in this bed right here that just doesn't get quite enough sun, need to maybe be a little more careful about letting things get shaded out. I think that's part of why the cucumbers aren't taking. Now that the golden raspberries have basically become a wall, it really takes a spot that got a decent amount of sun down to a spot that probably doesn't get enough sun. So these are problems for next year. The other problem that I have with that wall of peas, it's the same problem I had last year, in that there is just a mix of different kind of peas. And so I never know what state any of them need to be picked at. We've got snow peas, we've got snap peas, we've just got regular potted peas in there. So every once in a while you get the most delicious pea in the world, but most of the time it's just oh, it's not the way that pea was meant to be eaten. It's not good, it's not pleasant. So most of the peas have been going to the chickens, because I can't even give this away because I don't know what it is. So that was not something I was planning on doing this year. My plan was to only have one kind of pea, but then when I was weeding that area, getting it ready for planting, I just kept finding pea seeds that had fallen to the ground and just kind of threw them in that line so they all grew. Just perpetuating the problem. So this year, I'm not gonna do that. I might just throw down some seeds in the fall. This year I'm planning on doing a much better job of actually putting everything to bed in the fall. So I might put it to bed, and I might actually throw down some pea seeds when I do that. We'll see. We'll see how ambitious I feel in the fall, or if I even manage to put things to bed, which that's springtime energy. Springtime energy. Oh my gosh, my pocket is so full of zucchinis. It's so funny. But I think that I have decided come to a decision, I've come to a realization that the only kind of pea that I actually like is sugar snap pea. So, moving forward, we only grow sugar snap pea. And I may even, if I have a huge burst of energy, rip out all of those and put down some can't talk. I may even rip out all of those peas and put down some sugar snap peas. See if I can get a fall crop of that. Which I don't know if I can. We have the same problem with fall that we do with spring, in that it's not really a long season. Our problem with spring here is that we go from way too cold to pretty hot really quickly, and then fall goes from hot to way too cold pretty quickly. So we shall see. But my battery is dead and my pockets are full of vegetables. Well, fruit technically. I guess that's it. Notes for next year. We'll do better next time. In the meantime, things are great and glorious and beautiful. And keep it cozy. Bye.